These are images by Edward Muybridge, a photographer in the 1800s obsessed with capturing motion and one of the pioneers of modern cinema. In this video, I will be capturing how I move just like Muybridge captured his subjects. I wanted to capture my walking in detail so I can gain insights into how I can improve in the future and capture my progress in time to look back at later. In January 2010, I was paralyzed from the waist down after falling 50 feet into a ventilation shaft. After 12 years and a lot of hard work, some muscles work and some muscles don't. There's a lot of atrophy, but I'm able to get around with a lot of compensation.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Hey guys, what's up? I need your help. This video has been age restricted by YouTube, which means YouTube's gonna show it to less people and YouTube's gonna pay me less. So I need you to share this everywhere. Text messages, emails, social media. Shoot, even in person, tell somebody about it. So if you enjoy this video, please consider joining us on Patreon, which by the way, in the last 12 months, outperformed YouTube in consistent, reliable income. You guys are rock solid and super consistent, and I am incredibly grateful for you. So thank you for giving me the confidence to pursue YouTube as my full-time gig. I hope to see you on Patreon, and let's get back to the video. Let's start with the motion of the left foot. The first thing you're probably gonna notice is the discoloration and scarring that's left over from the external fixators. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on screen real quick so you can see what that looks like. This one's motion's actually not too bad. Every time it hits the ground, it's kind of limp. It makes like a slapping noise, kind of like a bag of wet spaghetti hitting the ground.
What is your spaghetti policy here?
But the good news is those toes are functional a little bit. They have the ability to grip into the ground, which is really clutch, considering the other foot is way worse. This is actually my better leg out of the two, but as you can see, the problem is the heel strikes first, and then it kind of rolls out to the side really bad. Take a real close look of when the foot lands and when the foot comes off of the ground. It's really wobbly and unstable, and I've probably rolled that ankle like 1,000 times. I've literally lost count of how many times I've jacked up that ankle, but good news is I can't really feel it that much. Bad news is long-term damage.
Wikipedia for feet.
First thing you're going to be able to notice is the extreme amount of atrophy in my calf region. You're also really going to get a display of the way the right foot rolls out really bad and how limp and dumb those toes look. You also get a nice view of the scarring that is up towards my ankles on both sides. I have some hardware implanted in there. I'll see what I can do about adding a picture in there. Maybe we can take a look at that. But the left toes, they're gripping pretty good. But that right foot, especially in the arch region, like, gosh, that just looks so bad. From this perspective, you're really going to be able to see how bad that right foot / ankle is. The heel striking the ground. It's rolling off to the side real bad. You're also going to be able to see that I'm using the toes kind of like a mini calf raise to push up the ankle on the left side, kind of popping it up and popping it forward. The right foot, I kind of drag along with me. The left foot, I kind of use those toes to press down and kind of pop it up to break that knee joint out of its hyperextension.
If you're enjoying this video so far, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe. Just smash it. Just smash it so hard. We are so close to crossing a massive YouTube milestone of 100,000 subscribers.
I'm the foot god. You don't pass me. This is my foot throne.
Daddy, chill.
Now that you've subscribed and liked this video, we can get to the most interesting parts. Some of the first things you're going to notice in this motion is that left leg. That left leg is a unique leg. You'll notice there's not really a quad there, but there is a little bit of glutes. And the only way for me to move the weight of my body over top of that leg is to use the little bit of quad muscle that I do have to lock that knee out. Over time, that knee's going to go. That was the main reason why I wanted to get the seat brace, but as it stands right now, I do not have the seat brace. It is still in fabrication after almost a year, which is really unfortunate. It keeps causing skin problems, and it actually gets in the way of that left foot functioning at all. You're really going to get to see that right foot struggle. I mean, as it's walking across, it's really having a hard time. The heel strikes, and the big toe almost doesn't even make it to the ground sometimes. From this perspective, you really get a chance to see how strong that right quad is. That's a really strong knee over there on the right side, simply because the quad is so functioning, but you can definitely tell that there is no glute, and you really get a chance to see that left foot at work, despite the tragic level of hyperextension and compensation.
I just recorded a podcast covering everything I've been up to for the past 12 months. If you want to watch that podcast, it's available for free exclusively on Patreon.
This perspective might be one of the most interesting perspectives simply because you really get to see the drastic differences between the left leg and the right leg. You also get to see that left leg, I'm using the hip flexor to basically hike up that knee. Like if you just look at the knee on the left side and the right side and the way they behave, I mean, it's so extremely different. You also get to see how crooked the hips are in this situation. And every time I take a step down with that right foot, it basically just shoves my hips up into the back. And every time I take a step with my left leg, it pushes my hips up into the opposite direction. From this perspective, you really get to see a good look at the scarring that I have that's left over from the hardware that was installed in my body. I'm going to go ahead and pop that on screen so you can take a look at that. You also get a chance to see, again, how crooked those hips are. I mean, they twist and contort in so many different ways. Also, how the right glute has zero tone and the left glute has just a little bit of tone to it.
You have no ass.
You also get to see the differences between the quad on the right side and the left side. The hamstring on the right side is far stronger than the hamstring on the left side. You really get a deep understanding of how the feet, ankles, knees, and hips all work together in a very drastic compensation.
Hey, how come you're not subscribed yet? Subscribe. And if you're a subscriber, hit that like button. Come on, what are you doing? We're almost to 100K.
So there's a little trick that I've been working on since as long as I can remember. And one of the fears of all paraplegics and wheelchair users and anyone who walks around with paralysis is the inability to get back up after we fall down. So I wanted to put myself into a situation where I did not have any assistive devices to get back up off the floor. So no crutches, canes, walkers, walls, poles, wheelchairs, nothing. So pretty much the only way that I'm able to get off the ground at all is by the strength of that right leg putting in a big plant, the strength of my upper body on the right side in order to lean to allow my weak left leg to get underneath me. Once I'm in a deep squatted position, I put my arms out in front of me in order to balance, and then I'm able to lean forward again, put all my body weight on my front right arm, pushing my butt up as much as it can go, and then placing my left hand on top of my left knee. And basically by that point, the combination of my strong quad and my arm acting as a quad, I can get upright enough to actually execute a full stand without any assistive devices. How gangster is that?
If you're new here and want to get caught up on my walking journey, check out this playlist or click the link in the description.